जय गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरदारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Yam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, entitled Prahlad Pacifies the Lord with Prayers. Text number 27. Naisha paravaramatir bhavato nanusyad Jantos yathatma suhrudo jagatastatapi Samsevaya surataro rivate prasada Sevanurupamudayo na paravaratvam. नैषा परावरमतिर्भवतो ननु स्यात् जन्तोऽस्यतात्मसुहृदो जगतस्तथापि संसेवया सुरतरोरिवते प्रसाद सेवानुरूपमुदयो न परावरत्वम् नैषा परावरमतिर्भवतो ननु स्यात् जन्तोऽस्यतात्मसुहृदो जगतस्तथापि संसेवया सुरतरोरिवते प्रसाद सेवानुरूपमुदयो न परावरत्वम् यतात्मसुहृदो जगतस्तथापि संसेवया सुरतरोरिवते प्रसादः सेवानुरूपमुदयो न परावरत्वम् नैषा परावरमतिर्भवतो ननु स्यात् जन्तोर्यतात्मसुहृदो जगतस्तथापि संसेवया सुरतरोरिवते प्रसाद सेवानुरूपमुदयो न परावरत्वम् नैषा परावरमतिर्भवतो ननु स्यात् जगतस्तथापि संसेवया सुरतरोरिवते प्रसाद सेवानुरूपमुदयो न परावरत्वम् माताजी नैषा परावरमतिर्भवतो ननु स्यात् यतात्मसुहृदो जगतस्तथापि नैषा परावरमतिर्भवतो ननु स्यात् word to word translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Word to word translation. Na, not, Yesha, this, para, avara, of higher or lower, mati, such discrimination, bhavataha, of your lordship, nanu, indeed, syat, there can be, jantoho, of ordinary living entities, yatha, as, atma suhrudaha, of one who is the friend, jagataha, of the whole material world, tathapi, but still, samsevaya, according to the degree of service rendered by the devotee, surataro riva, like that of the desire tree in Vaikuntha Loka, which offers fruits according to the desire of the devotee. Te, your prasadaha, benediction or blessing, sevanurupam, according to the category of service one renders to the Lord. Udayaha, manifestation, na, not, paravaratvam, discrimination due to higher or lower levels. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: unlike an ordinary living entity, my Lord, you do not discriminate between friends and enemies, the favorable and the unfavorable, because for you there is no conception of higher and lower. Nonetheless, you offer your benedictions according to the level of one's service, exactly as a desire tree delivers fruits according to one's desires and makes no distinction between the lower and the higher. Purport: in Bhagavad Gita 4.11, the Lord clearly says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajamyaham. As one surrenders to me, I reward him accordingly. As stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nitya Dasa. Every living being is an eternal servant of Krishna. According to the service the living entity renders, he automatically receives benedictions from Krishna, who does not make distinctions, thinking, here is a person in an intimate relationship with me, and here is a person I dislike. Krishna advises everyone to surrender to him, sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. One's relationship with the Supreme Lord is in proportion to that surrender and the service one renders unto the Lord. Thus, throughout the entire world, the higher or lower positions of the living entities are selected by the living entities themselves. If one is inclined to dictate that the Lord grants something, one receives benedictions according to his desires. If one wants to be elevated to the higher planetary systems, the heavenly planets, he can be promoted to the place he desires. And if one wants to remain a hog or a pig on earth, the Lord fulfills that desire also. Therefore, one's position is determined by one's desires. The Lord is not responsible for the higher or lower grades of our existence. This is further explained quite definitely in Bhagavad Gita 9.25 by the Lord himself. Yanti deva vrata devan pitran yanti pritvrataha bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajinopi mam. Some people want to be promoted to the heavenly planets, and some want to be promoted to Pitruloka, and some want to remain on the earth. But if one is interested in returning home back to Godhead, he can be promoted there also. according to the demands of the particular devotee, he receives a result by the grace of the Lord. The Lord does not discriminate, thinking, here is a person favorable to me and here is a person who is not favorable. Rather, he fulfills the desires of everyone. Therefore, the Shastras enjoin, akamas sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or is desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation, one should, with all efforts, try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness. According to one's position, whether as a devotee, a karmi, or a jnani, whatever one wants, one can get if one fully engages in the service of the Lord. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Yevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prahlad Maharaj's prayers. Very important prayers in the Srimad Bhagavatam. One of the longest prayers in the Srimad Bhagavatam are offered by Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlada. The word Prahlada means somebody who is always in joy. Somebody who is in great joy all the time. Prahlada. Prakarshena hladayati. Hlada is the root word. Hlada means to be in joy. Prakarshena. Because Prahlad Maharaj, although he was put in difficulties by his father so many times, but Prahlad Maharaj never became morose. And he was always in joy. In fact, he prayed for his father. In Sanskrit language, the letter lakara can be also exchanged with the letter refa. So sometimes instead of Prahlada, the word Prahrada is used. And Prahlad Maharaj, for example, in the 7th canto, 6th chapter, when Prahlad Maharaj's teaching begins, Shri Prahrada Uvacha, like that it is mentioned. If we take the meaning of the word Prahrada, pra upasarga, pra prefix is there. Hrada is the dhatu, the root verb. So hrada means one who makes a great sound, or one whose voice resounds powerfully. So prahrada means one whose voice resounds very powerfully. We see that this meaning also applies to Prahlad Maharaj perfectly. Because Prahlad Maharaj fearlessly he spoke to his classmates despite being surrounded by the demons in all the directions. Prahlad Maharaj fearlessly spoke to his classmates. So therefore he is also called as Prahrada. So both the meanings are applied. They perfectly suit Prahlad. Prahlada or Prahrada. So coming to this shloka, Naisha Paravara Matir Bhavato Nanusyat Jantos Yatatma Suhrudo Jagatas Tatapi Samsevaya Surataror Ivate Prasada Sevanurupa Mudayo Na Paravaratvam. In the previous shloka, Prahlad Maharaj told that Kvaham Raja Prabhava Isha Tamodikesmin Jata Suretara Kule Kva Tavanukampa. I am born in such a low family of the Asuras, filled with Tamoguna. And then he said, Jata Suretara Kule Kva Tavanukampa Na Brahmano Natubhavasya Navai Ramaya Янмерпита Shirasi Padma Kara Prasada. But you have shown such mercy upon me, which was not bestowed even to Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva or even to Goddess of Fortune. You placed your lotus hands upon my head. Yanmerpita Shirasi Padma Kara Prasada. Connecting the relation from the previous shloka is that Prahlad Maharaj is saying that like you showed such mercy upon me, you didn't show such mercy even to Brahma, Shiva, Goddess of Fortune. So therefore he is continuing that the same theme here. He says that Nanu Jantoho Yatha Bhavataha Paravaramatihi Nasyat. Like an ordinary living entity of this world, you don't have a Paravaramati, that means you don't see others as this person is superior and this person is inferior. Para avara matihi nasyat. You don't have that kind of mentality like a normal living entity of this world. Why? What is the reason? Because you are Jagataha Atma. You are the Atma, you are the Paramatma of every living entity. Jagataha Suhrud. You are the Suhrud, well-wisher, or you are the causeless well-wisher of everyone. Without any cause, you are actually merciful upon everyone. And then he says that, Tatapi, although you are the causeless well-wisher of everyone, still, Tatapi tava prasadaha surataroho iva samsevaya sevanurupa mudayaha na paravaratvam. But still, your mercy is shown to the people like a desire tree, surataro riva. Depending on the service offered by, depending on the mood of devotion, depending on the service offered by people, you show your mercy to the people. Na paravaratvam, but you show your mercy not based on their material high qualification or low qualification. Na paravaratvam. So this is the sum and substance of the shloka. So we see that this theme, how Krishna does not have partiality, Krishna is equal to everyone. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyah ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayite teshu chapyaham. Krishna is equal to everyone. At the same time, he shows special mercy upon his devotees. So by his inconceivable achintya shakti, Krishna can be equal to the whole universe. At the same time, he can be partial to the devotees. Normally, if a person is equal, he cannot be partial, and vice versa. But Krishna can be equal to everyone, at the same time partial to his devotees by his achintya shakti. Even when Krishna is partial to his devotees, apparently he is punishing the demons or cheating others. But Krishna, ultimately, everyone concerned, they only get benefited. Everyone connected to the Lord, they only get benefited. In the Vamana Dev's Leela, the word Vamana means dwarf. Another meaning of the word Vamana is that Vamani Sukani Nayanti iti Vamanaha. That means one who bestows happiness upon everyone. He who brings joy is called Vamana. So in the Vamana Avatar Leela, Vamanadev brought happiness to Indra by getting back his kingdom. Vamanadev gave joy to Aditi and Kashyapa because their sons Devatas had lost their kingdom and they were wandering without any home. Vamanadev brought happiness to Shukracharya also. Although Shukracharya became angry and he cursed Bali Maharaj, Shukracharya at the end, he happily gave the verdict. Mantratas tantratas chidram desha kalarha vastunah sarvam karoti nischidram anusankirtanam tava. Wherever your holy name is chanted, all the discrepancies due to chanting of the mantras or impure ingredients, all of them can be, all of them get nullified whenever wherever your glories are chanted. Even Shukracharya, ultimately he became happy. And Bali Maharaj, Vamanadev gave happiness to Bali Maharaj. Although Bali Maharaj, Vamanadev cheated Bali Maharaj, Vamanadev gave happiness to Bali Maharaj because Bali Maharaj was happy to get the association of Vamanadev in the Sutala Loka. And Vamanadev himself became happy by losing himself, by becoming a doorkeeper for Bali Maharaj. So in that way, Vamanadev himself became happy. And Prahlad became happy for his grandson because Prahlad Maharaj saw that his grandson completely surrendered to Vamanadev. Ganga Devi, she became happy because she gained the name as 𝗩𝗹𝗵𝗶𝗸. And Brahmaji became happy because Brahma got the opportunity to perform Abhishek to the lotus feet of Vamanadev. And Lord Shiva became happy because he got the opportunity to carry the Charanamrita, Ganga, which emanated from the lotus feet of Vamanadev. So, Vamani Sukani Nayanti iti Vamanaha. Vamanadev brought happiness to everyone in that Leela. To the people for whom he cheated, and also the people who he brought happiness not only to the Devatas, and he also brought happiness to Bali Maharaj, who was cheated by Vamanadev. So we see that this shloka, 𝗩𝗹𝗵𝗶𝗵𝗂 tam sataiva bhajamyaham, which is also quoted by Prabhupada in the purport. Srila Ramanujacharya says that in this shloka, Krishna's saulabhyata is exhibited. Saulabhyata means one who can be easily approachable by the common people because of his quality of simplicity. So, a person from any position can easily approach Krishna. So, 𝗩𝗹𝗵𝗶𝗵𝗂, depending on how people approach him, Krishna reciprocates accordingly. For example, this is a famous shloka in the Bhagavatam. Mallanam ashanir nrinam naravaro strinam smaro murtiman. When Krishna entered the wrestling arena of Kamsa, the wrestlers saw Krishna to be the thunderbolt. Mallanam ashanir nrinam naravaro. The men of Mathura, they saw Krishna to be the best of the males. Strinam smaro murtiman. The women of Mathura, they considered Krishna to be the Cupid personified. Gopanam swajano satam kshtibujam shastasva pitro shishu. The cowherd men who came from Vrindavan, they considered Krishna to be their own relative. Gopanam swajano satam kshtibujam. The impious rulers, they felt that Krishna is going to give us punishment. And Nanda Maharaj, he considered that, oh, Krishna is my child. Shastasva pitro shishu. Mrityur bhojapater virad avidusham. Bhojapati, Kamsa considered Krishna to be death personified. And the unintelligent people considered Krishna to be the Virata Rupa. Tattvam param yoginam, the yogis considered Krishna to be the Paramatma. Vrishninam paradevateti vidito rangam gata sagraja. The Vrishni dynasty, members of Vrishni dynasty considered Krishna to be their worshipable deity, worshipable Lord. In this way, Krishna reciprocated with everyone according to their mindset. ye yata mam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajamyaham. Srila Prabhupada also quotes Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu, or that shloka is also related to this. Prabhupada quotes it. So in that Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu, which is exactly in line with the theme of the present Bhagavatam shloka, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti says that although Krishna is compared to the desire tree, every comparison has a certain common quality, but every comparison also has certain qualities which are not in common. Therefore, the analogies like a rubber band. You can pull the rubber band only to a certain extent. If you pull it little more, it will break. Our analogy is like a good we purchase in a chore bazaar. When you go to a chore bazaar and look for a mobile phone or something, some gadget, it will be working perfectly there. But moment you come out of it, it will stop working actually. So analogy, Krishna is compared to the Surataru, the desire tree, but there are three qualities which are not present in Surataru but which are present in Krishna. So Vishwanath Chakravarti says that those who take shelter of the Surataru, they do not become attached to the tree without the desire for the fruit. But in the case of the devotees, they become attached to Krishna and they don't desire anything personally for themselves. And the Kalpa Vriksha becomes attached to those who take shelter. Kalpa Vriksha does not become attached to those who take shelter of them. But Krishna becomes attached to the devotees. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayite teshu chapyaham. Devotees constantly think of Krishna, and Krishna's thoughts also are upon the devotees. And the Kalpa Vriksha does not hate the enemies of those who have taken shelter of them. But Krishna kills with his own hands the enemies of his devotee. Therefore the Lord says to Prahlad, Prahradaya yada druhyed dhanishyepi varorjitam. I shall kill Hiranyakashipu immediately despite the benedictions of Brahma, when he harms my devotee Prahlad. So, Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. So in this shloka, Krishna is exhibiting his saulabhyata. In this shloka, Krishna says that I am equal to everyone. Samoham sarvabhuteshu. So for example, when Vibhishan came to surrender to Lord Ram, in fact, before that, Vibhishan was advising Ravana. Vibhishan told Ravana, you must abandon your anger, you must give Sita back to Lord Ram. But Ravana did not agree to that proposal. And then, in fact, Ravana insulted Vibhishan and Vibhishan came to surrender to Lord Ram. At that time, when Sugriva saw Vibhishan, Sugriva did not consider as a wise proposal to accept Vibhishan. This person has abandoned his brother at the time of his need. So he can abandon us also in the future. So we cannot trust him. So Sugriva told Ram that Vibhishan has come to us at the wrong time, at the wrong place. So he may leave us also. He may leave us also in difficulty. Therefore, let us not accept him. So at that time, Ram told that Artho va yadiva dripta paresham sharanam gata aripranan parityajya rakshitavya kritatmana. An enemy who comes for protection against others, even if the aforesaid enemy is oppressed or arrogant, he is to be protected by one who has a disciplined mind, even by abandoning one's own life. If he does not protect rightly through his strength by fear or by ignorance or by desire, it is a sin to be reproached by the world. And then Lord Ram spoke the famous Charama Shloka. Sakrideva prapannoya stavasmi iti yachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadamyetat vratam mama. So if we see the context of the Charama Shloka, whether it is Krishna Avatara or in Rama Avatara, in Krishna Avatara Charama Shloka is Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Ram Ravana battle, it was the focus of the entire universe. The entire Brahmanda, all the Devatas were completely focused on the battle. In the Kurukshetra battle also, people from all over the universe, they were completely focused on the Kurukshetra battle. Whether Krishna or Ram, they could have spoken the Charama Shloka to some sage living in the forest. But Krishna and Ram, they chose the setting for speaking Charama Shloka as the battlefield, just before the battle. Because Krishna and Ram, they gave the pinnacle of spirituality, the Sharanagati Dharma, in such a setting where everyone's attention, everyone means people from all over the universe, everyone's attention was there in the battle, and Krishna gave the pinnacle of spirituality in the midst of the peak of politics. People in this world, political leaders, they use spirituality for politics. Some political party makes Ram temple for the sake of politics. Another political leader made Jagannath temple for the sake of politics. Another political party, they conducted a conference on Murugan or Kartikeya for politics. So people, they use spirituality for the sake of politics, but Krishna used politics for spirituality. That means he gave the Sharanagati Dharma, because in this world, one of the things which everyone is attracted is, people are attracted to politics. If you observe any social gathering, when some friends and relatives, when they meet, after the initial exchanges of how are you, what are you doing, invariably the topic will come to politics, and one person will give some comment, another person will give another comment. So in the sense, politics is a subject matter people are attracted to. So Krishna understood the psychology, therefore he chose such a setting for giving the Sharanagati Dharma. So Lord Ram spoke that shloka, that if a person comes in front of me and says even once that I am yours, then I take a vow to give abhayadana, fearlessness to such a person. So at that time, Sugriva was going to bring Vibhishan to Lord Ram. So that time Ram stopped Sugriva. Ram told Sugriva, Vibhishan has been waiting. You go immediately to Vibhishan and bring him. So when Sugriva was about to go, Ram told Sugriva, suppose in the meantime, till the time if Vibhishan comes, in the meantime, if even Ravana had changed his mind and if he comes to surrender to him, surrender to me, then you can bring Ravana also. We don't have to again have a meeting that if Ravana comes, should we accept or not. Therefore, Lord Ram speaks the next shloka, Anayenam Harishreshta Dattamasya Abhayam Maya Vibhishano va Sugriva Yadiva Ravana Swayam. Let him either be Vibhishana or even Ravana himself. I have given an assurance of safety to him, bring him here. So therefore, when Krishna is saying that Samoham Sarvabhuteshu, I am equal to everyone, so Krishna has opened the doors of partiality. He has kept the doors of partiality open for everyone, impartially to the whole world. Name dveshyosti na priyah ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayite teshu chapyaham. So therefore, this quality is mentioned many places in the Bhagavatam. Queen Kunti says that Naveda kaschid bhagavam stikirshitam taveha manasya nrinam vidambanam nayasya kaschid daitosti karihichid dveshyasya yashmin vishama matir nrinam. Queen Kunti says that nayasya kaschid, you don't hate anybody and you don't love anybody for a selfish reason. Just like sun shows attachment to the sunstone by imparting its own qualities. And the sun shows indifferent to the blind people. And sun is helpful to the Chakravaka birds. Because Chakravaka birds become joyful when the sun rises. And the sun is harmful to the wolves and the thieves. But it is not that sun is partial towards different people. It is the inherent quality present in these entities. Because of that, they perceive that sun is helping us or sun is not helping us. So that is an important point Prabhupada is mentioning. Even Yudhishthira Maharaj, before starting the Rajasuya Yajna, he says that Na brahmanasva parabeda matistavasyat sarvatmanas samadrisha svasukanubhute samsevatam surataro rapite prasada sevanurupamudayo na viparyayotra. Almost similar words as used in this present shloka also used to be Yudhishthira Maharaj. You don't have a Swapara Beda. You don't have that kind of mindset. Sarvatmana, you are the Paramatma for everyone and you are equal to everyone. Samadrisha. Swasukanubhute, you are always experiencing happiness within yourself. And you are like a heaven desire tree. You reciprocate to a person depending on the service offered to the people. So therefore, Vedanta Sutra describes this important quality of the Lord. Vaishamya nairgranye na sapekshatvat. The Lord is never partial to any living entity. So sometimes the question is raised, some living entities are Nitya Baddha and some living entities are Nitya Siddha. When we hear that, this itself shows that the Lord is partial. Why he has made some people as Nitya Siddha, eternally perfect, they will never fall down. Why some people are Nitya Baddha, that means since beginningless time they are bound. Why I am being made as Nitya Baddha? Why I am not made as Nitya Siddha? This itself shows that Lord is partial. But if we think deeply, that Lord is not partial. Suppose if the living entity he had come from the Vaikuntha to this world, then what is the cause of his fall down? The cause of the fall down, is it the Supreme Lord or is it the living entity? If the cause of the living entity coming from Vaikuntha to this world, if the cause is the Supreme Lord, then it would make this Vedanta Sutra statement false. Because if the cause is the Supreme Lord, that means the Lord did not protect that living entity from falling from Vaikuntha to this world. Then the Vedanta Sutra verdict, the Vedic statement would become invalid. If the cause of the living entity coming from Vaikuntha to this, if the cause is the living entity himself, then also it would put the blame on the Lord, because the Lord did not protect the living entity by not falling victim to that material energy. So in both the cases, it would actually put the blame on the Lord who is partial. So therefore, the Shastras say that Nitya Baddha means beginningless ignorance. That means this has no cause. Because usually, cause precedes the effect. But when we say beginningless ignorance, there is no cause for it. There is no cause for it. So otherwise, if there had been a cause, then it would directly contradict the Krishna's quality as Vaishamya Nirgranye na Sapekshatvat. Therefore, in the Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 7th chapter, 16th shloka, when Vidura is speaking to Maitreya Rishi, he says that the bondage of the living entity, it has no cause and it has no purpose. And this is inconceivable. It is beginningless, it is inconceivable, but the bondage is beginningless, but it is not endless. When a person comes in contact with a bona fide guru, bona fide devotee, then the bondage comes to an end. Conditioned life is beginningless, but it is not endless, it comes to an end. So therefore, this Nitya Baddha and Nitya Siddha, it does not contradict the Krishna's quality as Vaishamye Nirgranye Sapekshatvat. So lastly, I'll just end with this. In the Ramayana, in 𝗥𝗱𝗵𝗯𝗵, Kalidasa explains very beautifully about how the Lord Ram's quality of equanimity. 𝗥𝗱𝗵𝗯𝗵 Kalidasa says that Pitra Dattam Rudan Rama Prangmahim Pratyapadyata Paschad Vanaya Gaccheti Tadagyam Mudito Grahit. When Lord Ram heard that I am going to be coronated, he was unhappy, because he felt that it means that I have to replace my father. But later, when he came to know that Bharat is going to be coronated, he became happy, because he felt that Bharat is going to get the kingdom. He became happy for it. And then, Dadato Mangala Kshaumে Vasanasya cha Valkale Dadrushur vismitastasya mukaragam samam jana. When Lord Ram, the Ayodhya Vasis saw that when Lord Ram was accepting the Valkala, the tree bark, and previously when Lord Ram was accepting the dress which is meant for coronation, in both the times they saw that Lord Ram had same disposition in his face. There was absolutely no change in the disposition. So that when the Ayodhya Vasis saw, they became astonished. They saw with amazement how there is no vikara in Lord Ram's face when he was accepting the royal clothes or when he was accepting the tree barks. And therefore he says that Sa Sita Lakshmana Saka Satyat Gurumalopayan Vivesha Dandakaranyam Pratyekam cha Satam Manaha. So Lord Ram, along with Sita and Lakshmana, he actually entered the Dandakaranya forest. He entered the Dandakaranya forest in order to ensure that his father's word would not become untrue. But simultaneously, Lord Ram, when he entered Dandakaranya forest, simultaneously he entered another place. What is that another place? He entered in the minds of all the Ayodhya Vasis. Because Ayodhya Vasis, they remembered this, they were meditating on these qualities displayed by Lord Ram, how Lord Ram had such an equal disposition. When they remembered that quality, that Lord Ram deeply entered into the minds of each and every Ayodhya Vasis. So therefore, the same quality is explained by Prahlad Maharaj in the shloka. So with this, I would like to end here. Today we discussed in briefly about how Krishna is exhibiting Krishna's quality of impartiality and his affection for his devotees, the way Vamanadev exhibited that quality, and also how Lord Ram spoke the Charama Shloka. We also discussed that how Krishna is compared to the Kalpa Vriksha tree, but in the same comparison, there are also three differences. At the end, we discussed about how Krishna is, Lord Ram is equal to everyone, how he displayed that quality of equanimity, the way Kalidas has described. Hare Krishna. If anybody has any one question, we'll take 3 minutes or left.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your wonderful explanation. You described Vamani Sukhani, how Vamandev gives pleasure to everyone, and you enlisted a number of personalities. While just you were enlisting, I was thinking of Ratnamala, the sometimes said daughter of Bali Maharaj, or sometimes sister, whatever. But how I was feeling, she was not happy. Is there any explanation to that also?
Because Bhagavatam does not mention all the details. Probably because it does not mention all the details, but by that we cannot conclude that she was not happy. Yeah, she became unhappy when Vamanadev took away the uh, everything from Bali Maharaj. But eventually, after that, uh, when Bali Maharaj was given the Sutala Loka, the opulence of Sutala Loka, described to be higher than even heavenly planets, and Vamanadev himself became the doorkeeper. So at that time, what were the emotions of Ratnamala that is not described in the Bhagavatam? probably she would have also become happy. Or we say, sometimes I've heard that Ratnamala became Putana in Krishna Lila, and Putana eventually she got the position of a nurse in Vaikunta. In that sense, she eventually became happy. So in either way, we can see that she got benefited only. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. So you're telling about that Nitya Baddha and Nitya Siddha. So you're telling that our coming here to the material world, neither the Lord is cause nor the living entity. So, but we hear that the living entity, because of his misuse of the free will, and he only desired to enjoy separately from the Lord. So, why he is not the cause, the living entity?
If the living entity is the cause, Krishna has assured in the Gita, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee will never fall. If this statement would become untrue, actually. Krishna could have protected that. Krishna did not. It would
Pranashyati.
be.
Pranashyati is destroyed. Or
My devotee will never fall from his position. Then this statement would become untrue. Krishna did not protect the devotee from falling.
okay, then we read so many times this thing, that misuse of the free will by the living entity. That's why he is here.
So the subject is little inconceivable. So that's why I quoted that shloka 3.7.16. If you read that shloka and purport, the actual shloka and also the purport of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, say this is causeless. The bondage of the living entities, it has no cause. It is beginningless. When we say anadi avidya yuktasya, anadi, what is the literal meaning of the word anadi? Because Shastras say that you have to take the mukhya vritti of the shlokas. You can take the gauna vritti when the mukhya vritti does not make sense. Mahaprabhu told Sarvam Bhattacharya, Vedanta Sutra is like clear like a sun, but your words are covering that. Because you are giving a gauna vritti to this one. So the meaning of anadi, literal meaning, dharma means dharma, adharma. Adi, anadi. So beginningless, beginning and beginningless. So literal meaning is anadi. So if you take that, anything which is beginningless, it is causeless also. Because cause has to exist before the effect. Then because in this world we are conditioned to think everything in terms of cause and effect. We have deep conditioning. This means what is the cause of that? We have deep conditioning to think everything in terms of cause and effect. So sometimes when people are not able to conceive something which is causeless and beginningless, so the acharyas, they gave a cause for something which does not have a cause. And sometimes they have explained like that. So that's how we can understand. So self-realized speakers, self-realized acharyas, Bhagavatam says that they are compared to the waterfalls in the autumn season. The waterfalls in the autumn season, sometimes the water flows, sometimes water does not flow. Waterfalls in the rainy season, it's flowing constantly, but waterfalls in the autumn season, sometimes it is dry, sometimes it flows. I mean, the self-realized acharyas, they see what is the mindset of the people, what is the which conditioning they come from. So they want to give the essence of Krishna Bhakti. That is the essence. And some conditioning is actually coming as an obstacle to take up that Krishna Bhakti. What is the conditioning here? We are deeply conditioned to think everything in terms of cause and effect. So they are not able to conceive something which is causeless. So therefore, Acharyas, out of their mercy, in order to give the essence, sometimes they gave certain adjustment, the secondary truths, by giving a cause for something which does not have a cause. So that is so I understand. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय.